Imagine a man sitting in the corner of a dimly lit San Francisco bar, his sketchbook open. He's charming, an artist, and he's drawing you. Flattering, right? But what if that sketch was the last thing you ever saw? This isn't fiction. In the mid-1970s, a man known only as the Doodler did just that. He stalked the vibrant gay bars of San Francisco, creating portraits of men he would later attack in the dead of night. He left a trail of victims and a series of haunting sketches, yet he was never caught. The reason why is one of the most frustrating twists in criminal history, and it all comes down to three men who survived but were too terrified to speak. What could silence a witness when a killer was on the loose? That's the question we'll answer as we reopen this disturbing case file. Let's travel back to San Francisco in the early 1970s. The city was a beacon of liberation, a vibrant hub of counterculture, and the epicenter of the gay rights movement. Castro Street was alive with a newfound sense of freedom and community. But beneath this surface of celebration, a dark undercurrent of fear was beginning to ripple through the very community that felt it had finally found a safe haven. The police and the gay community had a deeply fraught relationship, marked by years of raids, harassment, and profound distrust. This was the volatile world the Doodler slipped into, a world where vulnerability and secrecy were tragically intertwined. He exploited this atmosphere, knowing his targets were part of a marginalized group, often living double lives, and were less likely to trust law enforcement or risk public exposure. He didn't just choose his victims. He chose his hunting ground with terrifying precision. The first discovery was made on January 27th. The year is 1974. A man's body was found washed ashore on Ocean Beach. The signs of a brutal struggle were evident, and investigators initially struggled to piece together who he was and what had happened. This would become the first of a grim series of similar discoveries over the next year and a half. The pattern was chillingly consistent. Men, last seen in the city's gay nightlife scene, were found in remote, quiet locations near the water's edge. The press nicknamed the unknown assailant the Doodler after a crucial piece of information emerged from a survivor. A man who had miraculously fought off his attacker told police that the assailant had been sketching him in a bar shortly before the assault. The files reveal that a sketchbook was even found near one of the crime scenes, filled with caricatures and drawings of faces. Police now had a name for their ghost and a unique artistic signature, but the man himself remained a phantom. As the investigation deepened, police zeroed in on a person of interest. He was a young man, an aspiring artist, who fit the general description provided by the survivors. Upon closer inspection of his background and movements, detectives felt they were getting closer. He was brought in for questioning multiple times, and the details seemed to be aligning. Here's where the case hits a brick wall. Three men who had survived the Doodler's attacks were identified by police. These were the star witnesses, the only people who could definitively point the finger and put the suspect behind bars. Detectives were confident. They had their man, and they had the witnesses to make the case stick. But when the time came to stand up in court, to testify publicly, all three men refused. Why would they back down? This is where we need to understand the dark psychology of the era. The 1970s was a different world. For these men, testifying would have meant outing themselves to their families, their employers, and the world. The social and professional fallout would have been catastrophic. They were trapped in an impossible choice: risk their entire lives by stepping into the spotlight or live with the knowledge that a predator was still free. The suspect, a man who one of the survivors confirmed was the attacker, understood this leverage perfectly. He was counting on their silence. He knew the system, both social and legal, was not built to protect them. So with no witnesses willing to take the stand, the district attorney's hands were tied. The prime suspect, the man believed to be the Doodler, walked free. The case went cold, not for a lack of evidence, but for a lack of courage that society had systematically crushed. Today, the Doodler case remains officially unsolved. As many as 16 lives may have been taken by this man, yet his name was never entered into a court record for these crimes. The sketches, once seen as a key clue, are now just ghostly reminders of the men whose stories were cut short. The case files are a testament to a time when justice was not available to everyone equally. The real tragedy is that the killer was likely identified, but the fear he weaponized became his ultimate shield. This is more than a cold case. It's a puzzle about fear, identity, and a profound failure of justice. What do you think? Was there anything else the police could have done to protect the witnesses? Share your theories in the comments below each idea. Helps us piece together this puzzle. Like this video to mark the evidence we've reviewed. And to continue our work and open the next case file, make sure you're subscribed. There are more mysteries waiting to be solved.